Welcome to the Coatings Talk podcast. This topic for this episode will be corrosion management programs. I'm your host, Jim Kunkel, and today we'll be discussing the importance of corrosion management programs for various industries. Corrosion is a natural process that can cause significant damage to infrastructure, equipment, and other assets. Corrosion management programs are designed to mitigate the effects of corrosion and extend the life of these assets. In this episode, we'll explore key components of a successful corrosion management program, including risk assessment, inspection, maintenance, and repair. We'll also discuss how these programs can help companies reduce cost, improve safety, and increase efficiency. So sit back and relax and join with me as we dive deep into the world of corrosion management programs. To start off, let me define and describe what a corrosion management program is. Simply, it's built on a set of processes and procedures that aim to prevent and reduce the damage caused by corrosion to various assets and infrastructure. It involves planning, executing, and improving the corrosion control actions and minimize the corrosion cost and risk. A corrosion management program also helps to meet safety and environmental goals of a company or a government agency. Some of the components of a corrosion management program are identifying and assessing the corrosion threat and their likelihood and consequences, selecting and implementing the appropriate corrosion prevention and mitigation methods, such as protective coatings, cathodic protection, corrosion inhibitors, material selections, and design modifications. Monitoring and inspecting the corrosion performance and effectiveness of corrosion control measures, and evaluating and improving the corrosion management system and its integration within the overall management system of a company. A corrosion management program can benefit a company by following the following ways: enhancing the safety, reliability, efficiency, and sustainability of the infrastructure, assets, and the systems that are being protected, reducing the corrosion-related failures, losses, repairs, and maintenance costs, and optimizing the corrosion control actions and resources, improving the corrosion knowledge and awareness among responsible engineers and asset management and/or asset integrity personnel. Since corrosion is a natural process that causes damage to metals and other materials, there are several methods to control corrosion, including modifying the environment, modifying the properties of a metal, installing a protective coating system, imposing an electric current, and changing to non-metallic materials. The most widely used methods for corrosion prevention and mitigation are material selection and design, protective coatings, and measurement and inspection, cathodic protection, chemical inhibitors, and corrosion management. Material selection and design involves selecting materials that are resistant to corrosion or designing a system that minimizes the impact of corrosion. Protective coatings, such as paints and powder coating, act as a barrier to prevent electrochemical charge transfer. Measurement and inspection can help detect corrosion early on and prevent further damage. Cathodic protection involves the use of electric current to prevent corrosion, and chemical inhibitors can be used to reduce the rate of corrosion by preventing the anionic metal dilution and obstructing the cathodic reduction rate. Corrosion management involves developing a comprehensive plan to manage corrosion in a systematic manner. It's important to note that proper monitoring and the elimination of unnecessarily vulnerable surface conditions, along with taking steps to ensure that systems are designed to avoid reactive metal combinations and that corrosive agents are not used in the cleaning or maintenance of metal parts, are also part of an effective corrosion reduction program. Let's talk about safety. A corrosion management program can help meet safety requirements by preventing equipment failure, reducing the risk of accidents, and extending the life of equipment. Corrosion management programs are designed to identify, assess, and mitigate the effects of corrosion on equipment and infrastructure. These programs can help ensure that equipment is maintained in a safe and reliable condition, which can reduce the risk of accidents and or injuries. Corrosion management programs can also help extend the life of equipment by reducing the rate of corrosion and minimizing the need for costly repair or ultimately equipment replacement. And this is by implementing a corrosion management program. Companies can ensure that their equipment is safe, reliable, and cost-effective in the long run. Now, on the environment, corrosion management programs can help achieve environmental goals by optimizing corrosion control actions and minimizing life cycle corrosion cost. These programs can help reduce the amount of hazardous waste generated by corrosion-related failures, which can have a significant impact on the environment. By proactively planning to improve the way critical assets are designed, operated, and maintained, companies can reduce the cost of damage control and unexpected failures from corrosion. A corrosion management program is most successful when it's integrated within a company's overall management system, and tools are provided to create consistent processes and operating procedures so that employees from the top down can respond holistically and effectively when faced with corrosion-related incidents. Corrosion assessment is important. Let's cover some recommended steps. The following are steps involved in corrosion assessments. In pre-assessment, this is going to be a threat analysis. This step involves researching and analyzing the potential threats to the infrastructure that is being assessed. The research is critical to the success of the assessment and is essential to consider all possible threats. Indirect inspection. This involves field surveys and also contractor integrity projects. This step involves conducting field surveys to gather data on the structure's condition. Now, the data collected is used to identify areas of concern that can require further investigation. And this can also be done in conjunction by hiring corrosion contractors that can do an integrity assessment as well and give a more thorough assessment. Direct examination. And this is integrating a pre-assessment and indirect assessment information. Now, this step involves conducting a direct examination of the structure to determine its condition. The examination is done by integrating the information gathered from the pre-assessment and the indirect assessment. And post-assessment, this is where you'll be summarizing meaningful results and coming up with follow-up and required actions. In this step, it involves summarizing the results from the assessments and identifying any follow-up actions that need to be taken, both critical and maintenance. These steps are corrosion industry best practices in ensuring that corrosion assessments are conducted effectively and efficiently. Now let's talk a leap ahead and talk about monitoring corrosion control performance and effectiveness. Corrosion monitoring is a crucial aspect of ensuring the longevity and safety of metal structures. It involves the use of various techniques to assess the rate and extent of corrosion, as well as the effectiveness of corrosion control measures. Some of the common techniques used for corrosion monitoring include electrochemical methods. These methods involve measuring the electrical properties of a metal surface to determine its corrosion rate. Physical methods. These methods involve measuring physical changes in a metal surface to determine its corrosion rate. Some examples are weight loss measurements, surface roughness measurements, surface thickness, metal thickness, and optical methods. These methods involve using light to measure changes in a metal surface to determine its corrosion rate. Ultrasonic methods. These methods involve using sound waves to measure changes in metal surface to determine its corrosion rate. And this would be using ultrasonic thickness gauges and acoustic emission testing. To ensure the effectiveness of corrosion control measures, it's important to monitor the corrosion rate over time and compare it to established performance criteria. This can help identify potential problems before they become serious issues and allow for timely corrective actions. Additionally, it is important to periodically evaluate the effectiveness of corrosion control measures to ensure they are still providing adequate protection against corrosion. So let's review some things. A corrosion management system, or CMS, is a documented set of processes and procedures that are required for the planning, executing, and continually improving the ability of a company to manage the threat of corrosion for existing and future assets and infrastructure. Here are some general areas of corrosion mitigation that you can consider to improve your CMS. Coatings. Coatings are applied to surfaces to protect them from corrosion, and they can be used on a variety of surfaces, including metals, concrete, and wood. Some coatings are designed to be applied in harsh environments, such as offshore oil rigs or chemical plants. Inhibitors. Corrosion inhibitors are chemicals that are added to a system to reduce the rate of corrosion. They work by forming a protective layer on the surface of the metal, which prevents the corrosive environment from reacting to the metal. Cathodic protection. Cathodic protection is a technique used to protect metal structures from corrosion. It works by making the metal structure the cathode in an electrochemical cell, which reduces the rate of corrosion. Real-time data analysis, and this involves the Internet of Things. Internet-connected devices can be used to monitor corrosion in real time. This allows for early detection of corrosion and can help prevent costly repairs. And material selection. Choosing materials that are resistant to corrosion can help reduce the need for maintenance and repairs. For example, using stainless steel instead of carbon steel in certain applications can help prevent corrosion. It's important to note that every CMS is unique and requires a tailored approach based on specific needs to your company. You may want to consider consulting with a corrosion expert who can provide more detailed guidance on how to improve your corrosion management system. That's all I have time for today. I really appreciate you tuning in to this week's episode, and I hope you found this episode insightful and you gained some valuable knowledge. Join me next time as I continue our coatings talk and dive deeper into topics such as coatings technology, surface preparation, coating application, quality inspection, and more. Don't forget to subscribe to the Coatings Talk channel and stay updated on the latest episodes.